Hello friends, this is 15th video of JavaScript tutorial, and today in this video we are going to create a very small project in which we will use the HTML drop-down list and we will use the constructor function. You must have seen in my previous two videos, which were part 13 and part 14. In part 13 I had talked about the constructor functions which are used in object, and in part 14 I had told you that how we can create drop down list inside HTML. I will create something like this in which I will be having these four drop down lists, and from these four drop down lists I will select the color of the car. For example, I will select white. Type of the seats, for example leather seats I want. Year of manufacturing, suppose I want current year. And car variant, suppose I want diesel. So if I get this combination of cars, then what will be the price which I will have to pay for it? So it will automatically calculate the price for me according to my preferences. So these are my four preferences, and I will click on submit button. And when I will click on submit button, so here it will tell me that the Maruti car is having color white, having seats of leather, having year of manufacturing current year, and having diesel variant is having price rupees 38,000. So it has given its price to me, and if you can see here, if I select something else, for example white here, if I select clothes, type of seats, then in the previous year I select, and car variant I petrol, then it will give me something else when I'll submit. So it will give me the color white, the clothes, and manufacturing the previous year and having petrol variant is having price rupees 2200. So in this way, whatever is my preference for these four options, according to that it will automatically calculate the price and give me the price which I will have to pay. So I have already created this drop down list here. How I have created it, for this you can see my previous video, which is part 14th, and you will get to know that how I have created. So here you can see that inside body I have first of all created the form, and inside the form I have used select to create the drop down list. And before this I had written color of car. So after this select, and in select I had given option, and first option I have given it as select, then second option is white, and third option is colored. And this I have kept as selected because I want this to be selected by default. And second thing I have done is I have given it an ID also, and I had told you in the previous video that I can give ID to them. And why I give ID to them? Because I want to call them from JavaScript. So if I want to call it from JavaScript, then I use ID here to call it into my JavaScript. In the similar way, I have created the second drop down list, which is type of seats. So for this I have used again select, and I have given it as ID as seats, and options which are given as select, cloth, leather. In the similar way, year of manufacturing is ID is year, and options are given as current year, previous year. And for car variant, these are the these are the options, petrol and diesels. So these are the given, and after that select, this form has been closed. Now after this, what I want is I want a button also. So for this here I can, inside this I will create the button. So I will use here input type is equal to button. Okay, I will give a value to it. So value, that is submit. Now I will go to script, and I will call all of them into the subscript. So for this, as you can see, I have created IDs here. So for select, I have created this ID because I want the user to first of all select any of these options, and whatever option he selects, according to that I want calculate the price. So I will have to get those IDs into the JavaScript. so that JavaScript may get access to all these drop down lists and can get to know that what user has selected from there. So first of all, I will get the access to this ID, that is color. So I will write here any variable name, for example var. I'll give name as CLR is equal to document dot get element by ID, and the ID, as you know, I have given it as, you can see here the ID I have given is color. So I will write here color. In the similar way, I will get access to the second one, and second one we are having is seeds. ID is seeds. So again, I'll give it name as STS. Okay, and document dot get element by ID, and the ID is seeds. So I have now got the access to here also. Then the third one is, that is year. So I am giving it name as YR, and again its ID I have given is as year, and where the fourth one is variant VARNT. I'm giving it name as VARNT, and this is document dot get element by ID, that is, this is the ID. So this is how I am now. I have got the IDs of all of them, and now I want to put them into the constructor function. So I will create the function constructor function. So for constructor function, I will write here doc function, and I will write the name of the function, that is, let's say car, and inside this constructor function I will insert the parameters, and the parameters will be CLR, STS, YR, and VARNT. So these are the parameters which I will insert here, okay, which I have given these variable name. First of all, I will use this here, and it is you know this, that why I am using this here, uh, and again I am saying that you should first of all see my video 13th if you want to more understanding of this video. So this dot CLR is equal to CLR, then this dot STS is equal to STS, then this dot YR is equal to YR, and this dot variant is equal to variant. Okay, so now I have given all the properties to this constructor function. Okay, so these are my 4 properties, and after this, now I want one function to be the property of this function car, this constructor function. So for this I will create another function which I will first of all create, and after that I will make that function as a property of this constructor function. So first of all, let's make another function. So here you can see that we have created a function, and this function is the one which I have copied from my part 13 video. So to save time, I have copy pasted it here. So this was the function which was named as payment, and in this function variable uh, initial has been created, which is having a value 1000 rupee. And if this dot, here you can see that I have used this dot CLR. Okay, so this dot CLR is equal to colored. If you have this as selected as colored, so here you can see that I have given one option here, colored. Okay, so if the customer selects, if the user selects this colored here, then it will take it, and it will add 500 rupee to this initial value. In the same, or if he does not select the colored, in that case If he select anything else, then only 200 will be added. In the similar way, for the second one, if he selects leather seats, then 300 must be added, and if not, then only 100 rupee must be added. In the similar way, in the current year, if the current year is selected, then 1000 rupees should be added, and else 300 must be added. And in the similar way, for diesel, if diesel is selected, 2000 must be added, and if not, then 600 must be added. And at the end, return initial means this initial amount, according to these preferences, must be returned back. After this, I will call it, I will put here as property, and if I want to put it here as property, then in that case I will use here this again. I will give any name, like let's say F payment I'm giving, and after this I will put the name of this function which I want to give as the property to the constructor function, that is payment. So I will write here payment, but I will write payment here not with those parentheses. So this is how I have given this function which I have created as property to the object car. Now I will use them. Now I want the user to first select it, and then it must be read by the JavaScript, and on the basis of that it should uh, do the calculation work. So for that, first of all, I will give instance to it, and you know that how I will give instance. To give instance, I will write here where I can give it any name. For example, I am giving it name as Maruti. Okay, and after this is equal to, I will use the keyword new here. So new keyword has been used, and after this again same name will be used of the object, and the name of the object was car. So new car, and inside here I must write all these values. That is what I had told you in the previous video, that here I will give the values to these four. But now the thing is that here my values which I want to give here, these are not predefined. I cannot predefine them because user can select any of the options from the drop down list. So for user to use any option from the drop down list, whatever he select, that must be read by the JavaScript. So to read that thing, what I will have to do is I will have to write here CLR dot value. Okay, and when you will write CLR dot value, then whatever value will be given by the user from the drop down list, that will be read and that will come here. Okay, so CLR dot value. The second one is STS dot value. The third one is YR dot value. So dot value has been written here because the user, whatever value he gives, that will be read. So, and variant dot value. Okay, so this is how the value will be read by the JavaScript, and after this what it should give as a result. So for result I will write here document dot write, and inside here I will write the string, and the Maruti car which is having here I will use plus, and here I will write Maruti. You know that how I will call any of the property of my object. So my object here is Maruti, and for Maruti I want to call one of its properties. So Maruti dot I will call it CLR. So Maruti dot CLR, then I will again use plus here, then again I will write here the Maruti car which is having this color. What here here at this place, whatever the user will select, that will be inserted, maruti.clr. And this is again string I am adding, that is color having sts, having maruti.sts, seats, having the third year of manufacturing, year of manufacturing, plus again maruti dot yr. Okay, and year of and having this variant maruti.varnt, here I will have to write plus. Okay, so is having price rupees. Here now I will write the price, and for this I will have to write here plus Maruti, and I will use that function similarly as I have used the other properties. So here, as I had used other properties like .clr, here also I will use .f payment, but here I will insert the parenthesis also. So f payment, and with this I will write parenthesis also. So this is how I will create this, and that's it. So now let's save it. Just wait. Uh, Still we have not got it, because here I want it to get come in action only when I click on this button. So for this I will use here on click, which I had told you in my one of the previous videos, in which we have talked about event handlers. So here we will use on click event handlers, and here on click, what should happen, here I am giving any function name, for example hello. Now what this hello function will do, that I have to define. So what I'll do is, this is a function and I will insert this whole into this function. So I will write here function, and I will name it as hello, and this I will start here and I will close it here. Okay, so here now I have put all these things, this constructor function I have put it here inside this function hello, and when I'll click on this submit button, at that time this hello will perform its function. So now let's see what happens. Let's save it, and after this I will refresh here, and you can see I'll click on white, then clothes, then here let's say current year, then car variant is petrol, and I'll click on submit button, and here you can see the Maruti car which is having white color. You can see here it has taken the name it has taken the color according to the preference of the user. Having cloth seats, having year of manufacturing is current year, and having petrol is having price rupees 2900. In the similar way, if I choose anything else, for example, if I choose colored here, if I choose leather, if I choose previous year here, and if I choose diesel variant, then it has shown me according to that colored it is having leather seats, it is manufactured in previous year, and having diesel variant, so it is having price rupees 4100. So this is how we can take the value from the user, and these values are taken by the JavaScript, and according to that we can use them in the constructor functions. But one thing is happening here, that suppose if I have not selected anything here, and if I click on submit, then also it is giving me some values. So why it is doing this? Because here in our function, that is payment function, you can see here in this payment function uh, we have given one option that in case of colored it should add by 500, and if it is not 500 it is not colored, then for all other cases 200 must be added, but it should not be there. So what I'll have to do is I will have to put uh, here a little bit one more thing, that is else if what happens if this dot clr is equal to select, because I have given the option select also, then in that case what should happen? In that case initial must be increased by 0. Okay, because I have select means I have not yet selected it, so I have to write this everywhere. So I'll copy it from here to here also, and here also, and at last here also. So in case of if the user has not selected anything, in that case it should not add anything, and the initial value will remain as 1000, which was the basic value, because it is having the basic value as initial. And again friends, I am telling you that you go to my video number 13, because same thing I have done there with more explanation. So I'll save it here, and here now because I have not selected anything, so I'll click on submit, and you can see nothing has been added to 1000. The initial amount was 1000 and it is remaining as 1000 only, because here for select, because the user has not selected anything, so nothing will be added. If he will select any of these things, then only the color the price will change from 100 to something else. Okay, so this is how you can do this, and with the help of this you can this was one of the example which I have given to you. In this way you can do so many other things also, in which the user will put the detail by himself, and JavaScript will read it. And how the JavaScript will read it? JavaScript will read it using this dot value. Okay, here. So this is how we can do it. So I hope you like my video, Have a nice day. Goodbye.